Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today's story sounds completely ridiculous, but it actually made millions of dollars. Imagine becoming rich by selling ordinary rocks. Not rare diamonds, not gold, just normal rocks picked up from the ground. In the 1970s, one man turned one of the dumbest ideas in history into a nationwide obsession. People lined up to buy rocks packaged like pets, complete with breathing holes and instruction manuals. What started as a joke suddenly exploded into one of the strangest business crazes America had ever seen. This is the unbelievable story of the pet rock phenomenon. Back in 1975, advertising executive Gary Dahl was sitting in a bar with friends in California. During the conversation, everyone started complaining about how difficult pets were to take care of. Dogs barked constantly, cats scratched furniture, and other animals required expensive food and attention. That's when Dahl jokingly said he had the perfect pet: a rock. Unlike real animals, a rock needed no food, no cleaning, no walking, and no care. It would never die, never get sick, and never make noise. The idea was meant as a joke, but Dahl quickly realized something important. People might actually buy it. At first, the concept sounded completely insane. Why would anyone spend money on an ordinary rock they could find outside for free? But Dahl understood something powerful about human psychology and marketing. He realized people were not buying the rock itself. They were buying the joke. Instead of simply selling rocks, Dahl created an entire experience around them. He packaged each rock inside a small cardboard box designed to look like a pet carrier. The box even included breathing holes to make the pet feel alive. Inside the package, customers also received a humorous instruction manual explaining how to care for their pet rock. The manual included fake training lessons, such as teaching the rock to stay, sit, and play dead. Of course, the rock could already do all those things perfectly. The absurdity made people laugh immediately. Dahl purchased ordinary smooth stones from a construction supplier for only a few cents each. But thanks to clever packaging and brilliant marketing, he sold them for nearly $4 each. What happened next shocked everyone. Almost overnight, pet rocks became a massive cultural phenomenon. Newspapers wrote stories about them. Television shows discussed them. Stores sold out constantly as customers rushed to buy the strange new trend. People purchased pet rocks as joke gifts, office decorations, and conversation starters. Some customers even treated them like real pets. The simplicity of the idea made it even more fascinating. America had never seen anything quite like it. The product was useless, ridiculous, and completely unnecessary. Yet people loved it. Soon, the pet rock craze spread across the country. As sales exploded, Gary Dahl suddenly found himself at the center of a business empire built entirely on rocks. By late 1975, pet rocks were everywhere. Department stores, toy shops, gift stores, and even small local businesses stocked them on shelves. During the Christmas season, demand became absolutely insane. Customers bought thousands of pet rocks every single day. One reason the product became so successful was timing. The mid-1970s were a stressful period in America. Economic problems, political scandals, and rising unemployment had left many people feeling exhausted and frustrated. The pet rock offered something simple: humor. It was a product that existed purely to make people laugh. The absurdity itself became the marketing strategy. Everyone understood the joke immediately, which made the product highly shareable. The media helped fuel the obsession even further. Television hosts joked about pet rocks on air, while newspapers published stories about the growing craze. The more ridiculous the product seemed, the more attention it received. Soon, Gary Dahl appeared on interviews discussing how he became rich by selling rocks. People could not believe it. Some critics called the entire thing a scam, arguing that customers were paying for something worthless. But others admired Dahl's creativity and marketing genius. After all, nobody was being tricked. Customers fully understood they were buying ordinary rocks. And yet they still wanted them. The craze became so large that factories struggled to keep up with demand. Workers packaged rocks into boxes as quickly as possible while trucks shipped them across America. Within only a few months, Gary Dahl reportedly became a millionaire. The profit margins were unbelievable. Since the rocks cost almost nothing to acquire, most of the money came from branding, packaging, and marketing. It was one of the clearest examples in business history showing that perception can sometimes matter more than the product itself. At the height of the craze, millions of pet rocks had already been sold. But like many trends built on novelty, the obsession could not last forever. Eventually, people started losing interest. The joke became old, new copycat products flooded the market, and the excitement slowly disappeared. By early 1976, the pet rock craze had largely collapsed. However, Gary Dahl had already made millions. And perhaps the craziest part of the story is that the entire empire lasted only a few months. Even though the pet rock craze disappeared quickly, its impact on marketing and pop culture remained enormous. Business experts still study the product today because it proved something fascinating about human behavior. People are not always buying usefulness. Sometimes they are buying emotions, entertainment, identity, or social experiences. The pet rock succeeded because it made people feel included in a cultural moment. Owning one became part of a nationwide joke that connected millions of strangers together. The story also demonstrated the incredible power of presentation. A simple rock became valuable not because the object changed, but because the way it was presented changed. Without the packaging, humor, and storytelling, the product would have been meaningless. Gary Dahl himself later admitted he never expected the idea to become so massive. What started as a random joke in a bar eventually turned into one of the most famous novelty products in American history. Over the years, the pet rock became a symbol of brilliant marketing and the strange unpredictability of consumer culture. Even decades later, people still talk about it because the idea feels almost impossible to believe. How could millions of people willingly spend money on ordinary rocks? The answer reveals something deeper about human psychology. People love stories. People love trends. And sometimes, the most ridiculous ideas become successful precisely because they are ridiculous. Today, the pet rock remains one of the greatest examples of viral marketing before the internet even existed. There were no social media influencers, no TikTok videos, and no online ads. Yet somehow, the craze spread across the entire country through word-of-mouth television, newspapers, and pure curiosity. In many ways, Gary Dahl accidentally created one of the first truly viral products in modern history. And while the pet rock may have started as a joke, the millions of dollars it generated were very real. Thanks for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and comment below with another unbelievable business story you'd like to hear next. See you in the next video.